What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest smartphone from TECNO. The one that we have here today is called the Phantom V Flip 5G. Now of course, as the name suggests, this is a flip phone, so whenever you have it closed it's nice and small, it fits in your palm, but then you open it and all of a sudden you have a massive 6.9 inches screen. So this is an AMOLED screen that has a resolution of just over 1080p and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. So this is gonna be great for gaming. If you are scrolling up and down through your Facebook and Twitter feed, everything is gonna feel nice and smooth. This screen also has a peak brightness of 1000 nits, so yes, if you do take the phone outside, you can still see the screen outdoors. So very cool. And listen to this closing sound. A very satisfying closing sound. The phone also has another screen on the outside. Let's call this a cover screen, and this screen is also customizable, so you can actually choose what you have on this screen. You can actually check notifications on this screen. If you swipe down from here, you can access quick toggle, so you can turn on or off Wi-Fi. As I said, you can see notifications, and then you can customize everything else. You can also use this little screen as a screen for that main camera. So the main camera is right here next to that little screen. So if you want to take a selfie with the rear camera is a 64 megapixel sensor, so the main rear camera, you can basically use that little screen so you can take selfies with the rear camera. And we all know that the rear cameras on pretty much all phones are the best cameras to take pictures with. Now, at the time I'm filming this video, I don't actually know what the price for this device will be. The price will be announced at the launch event in Singapore in a few days, and I'm actually heading to that launch event shortly. So I'm not sure what the pricing for this device is at the time of this video. But based on the previous foldable phone from TECNO, I think this will actually undercut all the other flip phones available on the market. But again, we'll have to see the pricing at that launch event. I will update the video's description whenever I find out the pricing for this. Taking a quick look at the phone itself, well, this looks and feels just as premium as all the other flip phones available on the market. Maybe a bit more premium than some of them. So on the front and on the back, we actually have leather. So this is leather. This feels nice and soft to touch, and of course, it's not gonna leave any fingerprints. The frame around the phone here is also made out of metal, and here of course we have the backside of the hinge. Now, very important, you can basically keep the phone open at any angle, so like this, like this, like this. So the hinge will allow you to keep the phone open pretty much in any position, and that's a cool thing because with the previous folding phone that they had, the V Fold, that one you could not do that. So I'm very happy that with this one you can actually do this with a hinge. So the hinge allows you to keep the phone open at any angle. At the bottom of the device, we have the holes for a microphone. We also have the USB-C charging port. This device also supports fast charging, 45-watt fast charging, and of course there is a charger that comes in the box with the device. Inside it we have a 4000 mAh battery, so charging this device from 0 to 100 is done in just under 50 minutes. So pretty fast charging for this device. And then we have the holes for the second speaker. So we actually have a speaker at the top and another speaker at the bottom here. The speakers are also nice and loud. And next I want to show you a quick recording just so you can hear how loud those two speakers sound like. On the left hand side of the device here we have the SIM card slot. This device can take two SIM cards at the same time. On this side we have the power button and the volume buttons, and the power button is also a fingerprint scanner. So all you have to do is basically touch it and the phone will unlock. It takes less than half a second for the phone to unlock, so as a fingerprint scanner it does work good. Next I want to talk about the screen. Well, actually let me position this so you can actually see it. The screen, the hinge, and basically the crease on the screen. So depending how you're looking at this, you may or may not see this crease. If you go with your finger over the middle of the screen here, yes, you can kind of feel that crease. It is the same for all the other flip phones that I got to try, because basically behind that we have the hinge. So you're kind of feeling that behind the screen. Now, depending how you're looking at this, you're not gonna be able to see that crease, but if the light hits the phone in a certain way, let me see if I can actually make that happen on the camera. So if the light does hit the screen a certain way, you may be able to see that crease on the screen. It really depends how you're using the phone, but for most situations, in most situations, you shouldn't be able to see that crease. Mostly if you're watching a video, playing a game or something like that, you shouldn't be able to see that. And since you're talking about games, yes, you can definitely play games on this device. So inside this device, we have the MediaTek Dimensity 8050 that's paired with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage. For those of you that are into benchmark scores, this device gets an Antutu benchmark score of just under 600,000. I was actually surprised that it got that score. I've seen that MediaTek 8050 getting a score of about 700,000 on other devices. However, all games that I've tried, well, I only played a couple of games on it. One of them was Call of Duty. Basically, all games and all apps that I've tried on this device do seem to work quite well without any lag whatsoever. The device also runs iOS 13.5, which is based on Android 13, and basically everything that you're gonna do with this device is done very smoothly, very fluidly, as we've seen in the past with other TECNO devices. So no issues with lag or anything like that. The launcher they've used, it's nice and light. As for cameras, on the front here we have a 32 megapixel camera. On the back, the main camera is a 64 megapixel camera, and then we have an ultra wide camera that's a 13 megapixel sensor. The maximum recording resolution for this device is 4K at 30 frames per second, but I find that 1080p at 30 or 1080p at 60 works the best because the video stabilization is much better at that resolution. But it is entirely up to you. If you have a gimbal, for example, you can probably get 4K at 30 frames per second to look nice and smooth. The pictures that you're seeing on your screen right now were basically taken with this device on auto mode. So basically I just pointed the device, I pressed the shutter button, and that's about it. And now you're seeing the pictures. The pictures do look nice and sharp. The colors are nice and vibrant as well. So I don't really have anything bad to say about the pictures that I took from this device. For a flip phone, I find that it does quite well. Next, I also want to show you a couple of sample recordings, video sample recordings that I filmed with this device. So I'm going to start with the 4K at 30 frames per second one, and after that we'll do one in 1080p at 30 frames per second. So let's check those out. Alright, so this is a quick 4K at 30 frames per second sample from the TECNO Phantom V Flip smartphone. So 4K at 30 frames per second is the maximum recording resolution for this device. Now, from what I'm seeing on the screen here, we don't seem to get video stabilization at this resolution. We do get video stabilization for 1080p recordings, and I guess next I'm gonna show you a quick recording done in 1080p just so you can see how that one looks like. Alright, so next we have 1080p at 30 frames per second and the ultra steady mode enabled. That means that the footage will be nice and steady even if you're walking. As you can see for yourself, I am currently walking. So we're gonna stop here, we're gonna pan left slowly. I guess we'll walk straight. So this is how recording in 1080p at 30 frames per second with the main camera on this device would look like. And I totally forgot to mention that the phone has an NFC chip inside it, so if you're into making payments with your phone, you can use this phone to make payments. So there you have it. This was a super quick look at the TECNO Phantom V Flip 5G smartphone. Now, unfortunately, I don't know the price of this device quite yet, but if device is priced right, this could be the flip phone to get over all the other ones, because let's be real, most flip phones available on the market are quite expensive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.